welcome to our watch party. I'm Susan Schatzer, the executive producer and host of Unlocking Your Limitless Life, where hidden inside your biggest problems truly are your greatest possibilities. I'm so excited you've joined us here tonight. You are in for a special treat. You will be watching one of our season's guests and all of the shows that they created. Please stay tuned all the way to the very end because we have updates, and the very last thing you're going to want to stick around for is the new release. We are unveiling our very next season. So until then, my friend, I'll see you on the other side.
And in that energy, we have the different qualities. So we have space, because in space, everything exists. We have air, fire, earth, and water. So according to these 5 elements, every single thing is created on this planet. And so is our body.
I was clearly on a different mission. My soul has been dying to take the reins, basically, to take over and actually do what it had come here to do. And let's be honest, this has happened 2.5 years ago, and none of this was on my radar at all. And I guess maybe the most important thing that maybe I'll share with you is the moment you begin to surrender into that and consider that there is a different way, your life completely shifts. And I'm in the middle of that right now.
But the message that I came back with, and it's very simple. And it's just simple. It's just love is all there is. And that's the message. It doesn't get any easier than that. And that was exactly 40 years prior to going back to, being put to sleep, putting my gift to sleep.
So if something's out of pattern or there's not a great range of motion in that particular part of the brain, and it's going to be different for each of us. So my job is to kind of mechanically balance that so it recalibrates, and then you have restored brain function. We have the proper hormones and the proper neurotransmitters, and everything's functioning in the right order at the right time as we need it, as it's required, versus supplementation or something.
Yeah, and literally it was where you were able to shift and change your brain and heal the area that had been damaged.
Yes.
From the fall and the injury on the head when you were 3 years old, and now you have no recurrence.
I went to the bathroom and I came back and I got into bed. And I was just about to slide down into bed and go back to sleep. Then there's a huge bright light outside the bedroom window. Then the bright light came through the window and lit up the whole of the bedroom. And the whole of the bedroom lit up with what I would describe as a myriad of butterflies. But it was pure white light. And then Art and Dee materialized at the bottom of the bed. Art was stood on the left and Dee was stood on the right. Now I'm used to seeing them. I've been interacting with them all my life since 8 years of age. So after pleasantries and asking how they were, I asked what was the reason for their visit. And they said that, Art said, we would like you to tell your story of your interaction with us, and we would like you to write a book. In fact, you will write 2 books. And I said, well, I don't mind talking about our interactions. I'm quite happy with that, but I'm not a writer. And Art said, well, we will guide you, we will continue to teach you, and we will give you information to include in the book.
and I am the author of the upcoming book, The Upside of Down Syndrome. And my son, my hero, and the inspiration he gave me to walk when I was paralyzed. My son has Down syndrome, and he's 26 years of age. And by the way, the dog is participating in this, as you will tell.
He's contributing.
Yes, and he's going to be cheering audience to us. But he has, and he loves dogs. He has been absolutely my inspiration. When I was paralyzed 5 years ago, I hit a rough spot at that moment in time where I started hitting down to a depression. And that depression was coming to grab me, and I could recognize him because I was depressed in the past. And I slept 18-hour days, and it was not fun. And at that moment in time, he came to me and he said, Dad, keep up the good work. God love him. This is a guy who wasn't supposed to live when he was born. The cord was wrapped around his neck.
But when you're in the digital space, it's forever. So all of these episodes that will increase and become more and more and more on unlocking your limitless life, they're not going anywhere. And the great thing about any of the episodes that you'd be featured in is Susan and team will link anything, any experience, any website, anything that you've got to sell to your particular episode.
Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. It has been a pleasure to have you here. Love to see all of the emojis and hearts, likes and shares. Please continue to do that. Share this watch party with your friends, your family, and your fans. Don't go anywhere. Coming back here, right in this Facebook group, is Season 3. Until I get to see you there, ciao for now. Bye.
It's really just coming from the right heart space. It's not about money. Money takes care of itself. You've got to step forward. You've got to have the believability. You've got to have the confidence. It's all about connecting from within, because when you're connected and you go out in the world to really have that passion deep within yourself and your heart, to really want to inspire and be a light in the world, things just show up just like the magic in your own life.
Yeah.
So I was asked to go to a Family Office Association event. The average net worth of the people there, $500 million. So the guy that invites me to go and network with him says, these people don't need anything. And I said, I don't ask people what they do. I'll be okay. So I walk up to the first guy at this event and I go, so what's the problem you already solved for mankind? And he looks at me and goes, I think that's the best question I have ever been asked. You want to hear the story? I would be honored. Whatever you honor will honor you.
They're telling me to do these exercises. I'm like, how do I lift my arm? And they're going, visualize. And this was so powerful. It's like visualize with your mind. And they gave me specific exercises. After 2 classes, I started moving my arm. After 2 months, I got full range of my arm without any surgery.
Well, I guess you showed those doctors a thing or two, didn't you?
Yeah, and it really got me on this journey of questioning all of the stuff in medical and just things that they tell us.
There's no hope.
There's no hope.
It's not happening. Yeah. It's progressive. Like, get your affairs in order. Just prepare for not being able to live the life that you always had hoped you could live.
Yeah, and so I've learned that that is not the truth.
It is not the truth.
In business, for example, you have something fail in your business and you should be happy that you failed, but be grateful that, it's a learning step, right? And you're going to get many more failures in the future, and just being able to handle every situation and expect things to happen, right? And learn from your mistakes and move forward.
Your human spirit goes beyond your human body when you're awakened, and that gives you the opportunity to be spirit-led rather than soul-driven. Your mind, will, emotions, and affections intelligence, and imagination. There's more to your life. Your spirit oscillates and vibrates at a different frequency than does your soul. When you strengthen your human spirit, you can slow down your senses and access your spirit and live from your spirit.
And I love it because when I am very clear, this is my purpose. My purpose is to help other people to identify what their purpose is and to be able to live in alignment with their mission. My stand is for all people to recognize themselves as divine beings who have chosen the human experience for a reason and to live in alignment with that place so that they can live their purpose of transforming lives.
So what I've discovered with this technique, if you will, is the simple, painless way to eradicate, to break down germs inside the human body. So I would say that scalar light, on account of the fact that it is a primal force in nature, allows us the dependable method to eradicate germs from the human body. And again, to underscore, I work with people remotely by way of a photograph. So people from around the world will email a photograph to me, and I can guarantee that I can eradicate their germs in their body by way of this scalar light process.
I get a little impassioned. So a business valuation is what is so super essential when you're going to sell your business. If you don't have your ducks in a row and your corporate infrastructure in place, and your corporate minute book up to date, and all of the elements in place in your insurance and your business plan and your systems and your operational matters and financial, all of that, you're going to fall apart and you're going to get pennies for the value of your business, pennies on the dollar. And that's where I come in. So I basically created an infrastructure that addresses all of these different components so that you can have a strong, sound foundation in your business so you can scale up to ultimately expand or sell.
This one sentence could change your life. Ready? Be so great that you cannot be ignored. And that's a quote from Steve Martin. Be so great that you cannot be ignored. But I add a little bit at the end. And if you are ignored, it doesn't matter, because how you show up in the world will be this magnificent soul. This one sentence changed my life. So if you show up as the greatest possibility, as the greatest you, everything changes. Your vibrational energy changes. The energy around the people that you surround yourself with will change. It's really very powerful.
In all of it, the message that I got and what I want to share with everybody is that animals are masters at teaching us how to be in our hearts, teaching us how to be present, and to just enjoy where we are through love. Animals don't compete from a place of win or lose. Animals compete as a form of play. You just have to watch dolphins to see that. And I think that their main message and what they want us to really get is that the new frequency, especially of money, and the way that we do transactions in this world, is a frequency of love. And that the only way we can do that is to open our hearts and stay connected to our hearts.
So as we talk about, some of the biggest challenges are some of the greatest solutions. One of the ways and the reasons why I'm able to produce this stuff is, just a sneak peek, is Friday is my dream day. Friday is the day that I work on the futures. And here's the problem that I saw. By the way, my greatest solutions come out of that time. The stuff that has made me the most money, the most money has come out of that time.